Okay, right across the country, millions of Aussie families are actually struggling with a cost of living crisis. The price of housing, electricity, food, transport, they're all going through the roof, and so are our rates and taxes. Even though many think we're actually getting worse services and fewer services too, we're still paying more. Now, I've seen a lot of talk about council rates this week as local government delivers some of the highest rate rises on record. Now, these come on top of spiralling mortgage costs and electricity costs that are already crippling many household budgets. But in true government can do whatever it wants fashion, even where rate rise caps are in place, they've decided that they can have special exemptions granted to go over and above that. And that's delivered a 45% rise in rates in Lithgow this year and a near doubling in rates over 4 years in the Strathfield Council in New South Wales. And in the privileged Adelaide Council of Mitcham, well, the rate rises there are more modest, somewhere close to 10% or so this year. And I have to say, that's not welcome, but it hasn't caused anywhere near the outcry of another council decision. You see, this cash-strapped council has decided to allocate $40,000 to support the Voice campaign. Now, this was a decision made with no reference to ratepayers, no consultation with the community, and I hate to say it, but they're not alone. Victoria's Marybeck Council is torching $20,000 on this campaign. Sydney's Randwick Council has allocated $28,900 for the Yes propaganda mob. While the City of Sydney, it's got plans to blow more than $500,000 of your dollars. Now, remember, this is all on top of the millions that are going to be spent by the federal and some state governments, and of course the millions from the corporate appeasers. So it begs the question, how many other councils are in the same boat, tossing your money into a racist and divisive proposal that deserves to fail? Well, it's not all one-way traffic, I'm glad to say. One local government official is having none of it, and he's actually put forward a motion to ensure his council sticks to roads, rates and rubbish rather than political activism. Carlos Quaremba from the Victor Harbour Council here in South Australia joins me now. Carlos, great to have you on Bernardi. Thank you. And tell me, why should councils stay out of political activism?
Well, Cory, thanks for the invite tonight. Essentially, it's not their job. Councils' jobs are to pick up the rubbish, fix the roads, and keep the rates as low as practically possible. We don't need to be educated by the local councils.
All right, I agree with you, but you've put forward a motion to, or you're going to put forward a motion to your local council that says basically we're not providing any official support or any money towards a Voice campaign. What's been the reception like to that motion, that proposal from firstly your constituents and your ratepayers?
Yes.
And secondly from your fellow councillors?
Well, I've spoken to a couple of the local councillors and they agree that we shouldn't be involved. And overwhelmingly in the community, it's been clear that they would rather local councils stay out of federal issues. So yes, this is why I'm putting this motion up.
You've also had some experience with an Aboriginal voice of sorts in your local government area. I mean, it's quite famous because they had the High Marsh Island Bridge, which was delayed for many years under a Labor government because apparently it was going to affect the fertility of the local tribes people there. That was exposed by Sky News' Chris Kenny as a complete fabrication. Now, what's a more recent experience that you've had in your council area?
Well, just recently we had a proposal for a rather large development, but it was about consultation with the community. And the vote went in favour of consultation. Then we had the local Narranderi Aboriginal Corporation come in and plead their case, as they're entitled to do. But then our mayor decided to have a special council meeting, at which point the vote was overturned and essentially locking out 97% of the population down in Victor from having a say what happens in their community.
So a $250 million development or so was overturned because the local Aboriginal organisation expressed objections. And what was the basis of their objection?
Cultural connection to the land. But having said that, the actual proposal was not proposed to be built on that section of the bluff. Irrespective of whether you're for or against it, the reason that I voted for it was for consultation with the community, and that's what this is about. Now the local people don't have a say or a voice in what goes on in their community. And that's just not on.
Yeah, it's a huge challenge. And so let's just say that Yes campaign gets up and it's constitutionally enshrined. Has your council undertaken any examination or any test about what it might actually mean from their perspective? Look,
I've asked them questions, but have not really got any answers about it. I don't think people really know how it will work. And that is what is scary. And unfortunately, we're just not getting told the facts or what is actually going to happen when we do this.
You know, Carlos, this is the problem, isn't it? People don't know. They don't know how this is going to filter through. The Parliament is telling us, Federal Parliament is telling us one thing. In South Australia here, they've suspended effectively their voice to the Parliament, I suspect on fear of what it might expose in the meantime.
Yes.
And now we're seeing councils torching taxpayers' money on political campaigns, which I think is completely inappropriate. Your motion goes up in a couple of weeks. Is it going to succeed?
I would hope so. Because if it does, then we're listening to what would be the majority of the community, especially down in Victor. We have an ageing population, and most polls show that, you know, the older demographic are voting against it. I'm not here to tell people how to vote, but I'm certainly not here to spend their money to educate them on these things.
And this is it. Cost of living crisis, electricity going up, housing rates going up, transport going up, food crisis. A lot of people in your neck of the woods would be on fixed incomes.
Yes, they are.
The elderly, they don't want a council torching $10,000, $20,000 or $50,000 or more, pursuing a vote that is contrary to what I would say is going to be a majority of Australians and your local ratepayers.
Yeah, that's right. They want us to spend the money on things that really matter at a local level, and that's what we should be focusing on as a local council. Stay out of federal politics.
Roads, rates and rubbish. Keep that rubbish moving, keep the roads in good condition and rates as low as humanly possible.
That's what I hope to do.
Good on you, Carlos Quaremba. Thank you. Good luck with your motion and let us know how it goes in a couple of weeks' time.